Good morning, good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We had a filming glitch. We had two. I didn't do anything yesterday, and today my video started after I started card number 1, which is tree. I got a text from Apple, and when that happens, and it was like a stupid news thing. I think sometimes when that happens, my phone is old. It's like a 13, an iPhone 13, I think. But anyhow, and that's ancient in phone time, 4 or 5 years old. It didn't film the beginning. I'm so sorry. when it dinged for the Apple News, it cut everything off. I don't know why. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I'm not technology savvy. But let's get going. So I didn't film yesterday because trip anxieties sometimes get to me, and I'm closer than not closer to my trip leaving for California, and I just did not have a good day yesterday. Anyhow, I put a note to myself, tree on one side, tree focused to the left and patisserie focused to the right. Now, when I spell out patisserie, I spell it wrong. I know. It's okay. I'll fix it. But the tree one was a struggle. The patisserie one was a no-brainer for me. And I wanted like pastels on one and nature on one. The pastels are this one, and the nature one is on the right, the one that the camera decided to cut me off. But the tree, I struggled. Do I make my favorite tree, which is, I have two favorite trees, a redwood tree or a huge oak tree with Spanish moss hanging in it. But I knew I couldn't probably depict either one of those correctly with just having it hang off the edge. So then I'm like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then I kept seeing, because I was looking on Pinterest because I was running out of ideas. I ran out of ideas in my head. So I'm like, the rings of a tree and how things grow outwards and how it tells its age. A tree can tell its age and tells history and everything. So I'm like, I'm going to do that because that I can float on the edge. So that's what's going to go on the one on the right, which is the tree. And then this one is patisserie, which the only thing I know about patisseries, well, this is my history of patisseries. France, my husband losing his passport the day we left. We're going to leave, put it that way. Creme brulee, a croissant, macaroons. I love a macaroon. Good ones, not the ones that you can get in the grocery store here are nasty. Tastes like cardboard. But I'm like, and I've tried to make macaroons before. They're not easy for me as a non-baker. But anyhow, so I'm like, I know I have macaroon washi tape. So I could hang those guys off the edge, I felt. But I needed a pastel background because the prettiest macaroons are all pastel, in my opinion. And so I knew this is what I once I have an idea in my head, I can pretty much run. It takes me a few minutes to get that idea in my head. What is on the side of my arm? I didn't have a jacket on. I have imprints on my arm from something. I don't know. Anyhow, and the one on the left, on the right, the tree one, I did the exact same thing. I wanted browns as a trunk, but I had a few gaps in my paper, so I took us to Neocolor 2 and kind of made some shadows and things, which that triangle is that. And I'm thinking this might evolve farther in the project because it kind of connects all these straight edges. I'm using straight edges as much as I can. Now on the tree one, I used torn edges because it's nature, natural nature paper, which is a tree. So I was kind of going, that will probably be the only one with torn edges through this whole project for me. So I'm thinking to join all these hard straight edges, I might go overlap stuff with Neocolor 2s or some other kind of color and kind of join them all together. Putting these little tiny strips is joining it in my head also. So anyhow, I just know these are fun. And I think this is the side I wanted to be the edge where I decorate. Um, this is a really fun project. I didn't do it last year, but I've done it other years, and it's for me, because I'm not educated art-wise, and I'm not talented art-wise. I just have fun with paper. And I have kind of found my mojo in what I like. So finally, so I think having someone else do the prompts is a little bit freeing for me, and a challenge because I don't know what they're going to be. Now, Index Card a Day does give them out like a week ahead of time. And there's different programs you can do with the index cards. You can do like every 2 weeks. You can do focus on a word. Several different levels of this. I like the everyday. And this month works out perfectly for me because I still haven't decided if I'm going to take a break while I'm in California, which is where I'm leaning heavily, or make some videos up ahead of time. I don't know. I'm having a hard time just doing the one. But here's the tree of the rings on my tree, and the outside rings represent some angular growth, and that's what a tree looks like on the inside. So my angular growth. Oh, speaking of angular growth, I'm at a full 20 pounds. Now, as of today, it's been exactly 2 months. April 4th is when I started this. And I don't think 20 pounds in 2 months is too bad, because the first like 7 or 8 were just the Frappuccino weight just came off without doing anything. But I am so excited that I got to 20 pounds. I've never, ever, ever lost weight, except for my first marriage, which was like 5 pounds. This is me looking for washi tape, by the way. I lost like 5 pounds when I first got married, but I went from a size 2 to a size 1. And I'm only 5 feet tall, so kind of short. And everything kind of is within 4 inches of each other. My stomach, my chest, my hips, they're all like within 8 inches. So anything on me looks hugely different than an average person. And I have no waistline. And I've never been obsessed with weight before. I am what I am. But when the doctor says, diabetes, you kind of start becoming obsessed. Here's my macaroon washi tape. Now, admittedly, it's a little cartoonish, but it works. So I just start putting them on the edge, and I want a little bit of them to hang off, just like everything else. But 20 pounds is like phenomenal for me. And I would love to lose another 20 within the next like 3 months, 3 or 4 months, because I think it'll start. The last couple of pounds have been super easy. Maybe because my nerves are shot from thinking about getting on a stupid airplane. But anyhow, 20 pounds. Whew. So the 17 to 20 went super easy, super easy. I don't know what the difference was. Don't know. Don't have a clue. Okay, I'm not going to glue these in. I'm just kind of just looking at them all. But this is so much fun and so bright and so pretty, and I'm glad I'm doing it on a white background because it really makes it pop. So, speaking of popping, I'll pop back in here tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.